All right, I'm back to this camera. My other camera's right there, but I'm filming some stuff up there and I didn't want to move. All right, today's day three. Day three, odd day, but it happens. So I'm, it's like I'm glistening. It's like I put on Vicks or something. I didn't. Only have to do that if someone's really smelly or if I have a cold, but usually because someone's smelly, not me. So, what did we cover today? Uh, Today in class, well, we did several things. We repeated the vocab quiz again. Well, why? Well, this way, every single student, it's flipped this way that we don't see any names, got a perfect score. Uh, had them go over the vocab one more time, and everyone was able to get a perfect score, at least in the first class. We'll see what happens as the day goes on. But yeah, this way, everyone gets a taste of success. It's like, yes, we did it. Huge, genuinely, very significant. Again, that concept of tangible accomplishment, visible gains, and setting up the habit. Say, if I look over my vocab, I'm going to do well in my vocab and things will be better. Trash. Next thing we did, in Google Classroom, they had an assignment. I pulled it off Reddit. I didn't, I hinted at the website, but I didn't cover which one it was because it has a bad word on it. So no bad words. The But the idea is someone says, "Hey, am I wrong for doing this? Am I wrong?" And so that is in Google My Classroom. And in this case, it was a lady who had an acquaintance move in or move into the same town, and the acquaintance started taking advantage of them. And they're like, "Am I wrong for not helping as much as excuse me, as much as I possibly could?" So we took about 8 minutes to do that. Well, why? Reading, but this is that evaluation thing. Did they pick up the gender of the person? So I have them do a quick summary and then an evaluation. So this way they are challenged to read, understand, but then apply a judgment call to it. And every single student in my first hour class so far, uh, as in I still have two more classes, but they all picked up on the main details. A few of them were a little bit on the brief side, but well, why would you do this activity? Again, read. Can they read? Can they read this, I should say? Is there a concern in what is, you know, in their reading right here? Because if they're struggling with this reading, that will make it easier for me to evaluate other reading later on. Then the key point of today's lesson was I put up a music video. What does that have to do with English? The point of the music video is the note back here essentially says, and I say essentially because I might get it a little bit wrong. Reading, just like watching, requires you to interact with the material. When you are watching a TV show, so I'm watching, but then I pop on my phone for a minute. I might have to have this look because did I miss something? And there's confusion. So to make my understanding here better, get rid of that. But there's also a constant process of interaction. So as you're watching, there's a reason why they cast attractive people in many of these roles. There's a reason they don't cast me as Wonder Woman. There's a reason why they don't look and think, well, who should we have as the male lead? Should it be this guy or Ryan Gosling? Which one do you think would appeal to audiences more? Well, it's obvious it's me, but I'm busy teaching, so they go with Ryan Gosling. But it's the idea that they choose Ryan Gosling because there's a visual connection to him. There's familiarity, but also he's a good-looking fella. In the video I showed them, there's several things that I point out that are in the video that if you're watching it, you can kind of connect with it. So at one point, a girl spills a drink on a dude. Many people have had something spilled on them. And if an attractive girl does it, you almost have to take the hit sometimes. There is a scene where a dude is dancing and he does a full flip. And as one dude up here said, because that's awesome. Yes, we react to it because it is a very cool visual. There is a fake tattoo that they pretend to put on this guy, and it's Zach Galifianakis in a bikini. Well, why would they have that? Because we're not going to laugh. We're not going to laugh out loud, but at the same time, it's visually, and that's the point. We're getting interaction. What this will lead to is as we go into next week and we get into, okay, here's reading, let's show our work about reading. I'm going to connect them back to this video or not this video, the one I showed them up there, and connect it that way to say, see, remember how you interact with that video? Now do it with words. So if you're reading an article and it talks about Melbourne, Australia, you could say, huh, I've never been there. I've never heard of it. I'd love to go there. Is that where those jellyfish are? Yes, they have the box jellyfish there. Dangerous. Apparently there's a little blue octopus too. I think that's there. I don't know. I avoid tiny poisonous blue octopus by nature, but apparently they're deadly. All right. That's what we covered today.